Welcome to the altar. Welcome to the altar. Meet me at the altar.
What's up, everybody, and
What's
welcome
up?
to the Marriage Altar Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Kadero.
I'm Hope.
I'm Ernestine.
And I'm Dicky Donnie Don.
And we are excited to have you, especially Dicky Donnie Don over there. He's excited.
That's
We're
it.
so happy to have you joining us on today's episode.
Yeah.
If you're new, welcome to the podcast. If you're returning, welcome back. First things first, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Hit it.
And then make sure you hit that bell notification to make sure you get all the latest and greatest what we have to offer, because we're throwing out some great episodes, man. We've thrown out some great episodes. Make sure you go back to season 1.
Yeah.
If you have not.
Yeah.
And all the stuff we've talked about there. We had some dope episodes then. And then, of course, what we're doing right now. Last week, we did a little question game a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
We did a question game, so that was fun. But make sure you follow us on our socials. That's at The Marriage Altar, Altaer. And if you have wins, if you got to email us, if you have questions, anything like that, you can email us at info@themarriagealtar.us.
That
Yes.
part. Okay.
Folks, how we feeling? Fam, how we doing?
Can we give it up for a great intro?
Huh? Great
job.
intro.
Great job.
All right, man.
Y'all silly. What's going on? How we feeling, man? How we feeling? Everybody good? Can I just say,
Oh.
I'm
Not ask the question and then just start talking.
I'm going to answer my own question.
Coming in hot, baby.
Right.
I'm going to answer my own question,
Okay.
man. What you see here is not just like we say this podcast, it's not just a podcast, it's a community.
Yeah.
And then as hosts and co-hosts, we ain't just like friends, but we like do life together for real, for real.
Yeah.
And shout out to Don and Ernestine, because they show mad love to us. Text us and was like, we was just thinking about your little one. We want to bring her something. And it was like, oh, like that really touched us to be like, oh, thinking about our little girl and bringing her what she loves, and there was some cookies. and we dabbled in them ourselves.
Yes.
And not just that, we just hung. Like they came over, we ate dinner.
And it was good too, y'all.
We watched Christmas movie, and that Christmas movie was one of a kind, So
Given context, they would not know because these two
We're snoring.
loud.
Was I snoring? You were snoring. And I tried to
You did.
rub your thigh a little bit. Try to wake you up out of that sleep a little bit. Take you out of that third stage REM and just shift you over to the second.
Now shift me over to the second.
Don knew what he was doing from the jump,
He
though, because he
did.
was like, vintage Christmas. That
It's
just
in the
sounds
title.
like something
Vintage.
that's gonna
It did
be-
not sound exciting. Vintage.
Yeah. Well, I had another suggestion, but Hope only wanted us to watch movies that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
So
That's how we landed there.
that's how we got there. Now, my heart's intention was to stay up and watch this movie.
Don, you were gone in the first 7 minutes.
I'm positive I was.
And you know what he was doing? He would do, like if we were laughing, he would do stuff, be like,
yeah, they so crazy. You see what they
not
do.
awake.
How did I know to laugh then?
Because
You
we
heard
were
us
laughing.
laughing.
Why do people do that?
Oh,
Kadara
God.
had his moments too.
He did.
I
He
did.
did. You did.
You woke up laughing.
You
too?
woke up smiling too. Like, what are you smiling at?
Smiling
That's what she
hilarious.
said. Why are you
I said,
smiling?
why are you smiling?
You were like listening to y'all.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But I
Good
will
times.
say, shout out to Hope.
Oh,
The food was slamming.
oh, was it slamming?
Listen. I'm assuming that this, what was it, chicken? It was chicken, right?
Not knowing what you was eating.
I was like, was it chicken or
The
turkey?
food was good. What did we, was it chicken we was eating?
It was chicken, right?
Listen, though. It was good, y'all. I ain't going to tell y'all what we ate, but Hope was in there doing her thing.
He went back for seconds.
Now, let me tell you something. Hope makes these little rolls. They not little, though.
About this
They
big.
start little.
I'm not exaggerating.
Start little?
I'm talking about these rolls is huge. And I think she's making them from scratch. I don't know. But either way.
I put my work in. We'll
she
just
put
say
the work
that.
in. But anyway.
This big.
They do start this big.
Let me
It
tell you
takes time to
something.
rise.
These things are huge, and they are deceivingly soft. When you see them, you think that they're gonna be kind of hard, like how it be at like Texas Roadhouse. Well, Texas Roadhouse Bros is not that hard. They're soft too. But yeah, let's do what's the other one? Cheesecake Factory. They bread be hard.
Yeah,
The one our son calls chocolate bread.
Chocolate bread.
I cannot. Chocolate bread.
But when you touch these things, it's just like it retracts a little bit. It's like when you touch it, it's like so soft. It's just like touching a jellyfish. Yeah.
Get your thumbprint in them.
Don't pick me.
Yeah. Anyway, them things with some honey.
Don did put us on that honey.
Bruh.
Them things. That thing was
I haven't tried it with honey yet.
I'm telling you.
missing
It's
something.
good.
Let me tell y'all, for y'all old school saints, if you remember a restaurant called Grandy's,
That sounds old.
it is old. Grandy's. Some of y'all may not know what I'm talking about, but for those of you that do, Grandy's rolls was hidden. This is in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Now, would you compare that to like a Golden Corral rolls? Because Golden Corral, I feel like back in the day, their rolls were
Golden
amazing.
Corral.
I don't remember
Yeah.
their rolls.
Really?
Oh man, that's
I
the one
feel
thing I
like-
do remember.
That's like the only thing I
'Cause-
remember about Golden Corral.
Yeah, because Golden Corral buffet was.
I do. Do we have a Golden Corral in
We
Tulsa?
do.
We do.
I
Near
think
the
Haven't
mall.
been.
we
I
for old
didn't know
time's
that.
sake, I
In the
think we
mall?
need to.
Near the mall.
Near the
going
mall.
towards
Oh, I
the
was like,
mall.
what?
Yeah.
I think
Like-
for old time's sake, we need to go to Golden Corral.
I feel like I'm going to be
Let's
disappointed.
do it though. I'm down.
It's okay though. It's okay.
It's okay to be.
Okay, but how much we paying? How much are the buffets now? Because I feel like even back then they were kind of like
They was like $12.99 back then.
they probably like $22.99 right now.
That's
I'll
wild.
go as a team player, but I
That
don't
is
like.
player.
You don't like buffets?
No,
I don't like buffets because people are so nasty.
They are.
Have you ever sat back
They
and watched
are.
them?
but you
Yeah.
gonna eat,
Debbie.
baby.
You can order off the menu.
But you gonna go eat at Luby's. What's the difference?
Luby's?
Luby's?
Y'all ain't never heard of Luby's?
That's here.
Uh-uh.
No, it's not here,
Oh.
unfortunately.
That's
This
probably
is not
why.
a buffet, baby. I'm talking about the general population
Not the
serving
general
themselves.
That's true
be
because
nasty.
we was when we went on vacation, we
Oh,
saw
my
this
gosh.
guy. There was some sauces. And
It-
he was looking at
the
different
guacamole.
sauces, and he said,
He said, and put it in his, and then wanted to talk to the chef, I guess, to add his complaints
He put his
about
hand
it.
in that
He
joint.
dipped it like that and put his finger in his mouth, and I was
That's
like,
why you don't get those sauces. I asked for the sauce on the back.
but you can order off the menu. They have a menu you can order off of.
I'll do
Maybe
that.
you can. Maybe we'll both.
Hey,
do
so
that.
when we doing this, I'm actually kind of excited because I don't know if y'all remember or not. Golden Corral has some great fried chicken.
I don't remember.
Did they?
It's all a blur.
I
It
had
is all a blur.
They had great fried
I was a
chicken.
fan of their rolls, and they baked chicken used to be pretty good.
Baked chicken.
Yeah, now they breakfast used to hit too.
I've never been there for breakfast.
Did
went
y'all
there.
overeat when y'all went? Because
That's what a buffet is for.
The buffet,
That's what it's
the buffet
for.
is literally for you to overeat. I just don't think you
I
go
did
to a
used to
buffet
overeat.
and not eat, overindulge.
So this is where your start has landed us right now, as we're going to Golden Corral.
We gotta go.
For old time's sake, and we're gonna go and be
Okay.
disappointed. I feel it.
It's
I
okay.
feel like we should
It's
vlog
okay.
it.
We're doing
We'll
this.
vlog it.
We'll vlog it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Yes.
vlog it.
So I'm not going with the intent of like
Let's
enjoying
go with
the
very
food.
low expectations. So
Okay.
maybe they'll.
There you go.
Hopefully
Nowhere
the
but
rolls
up
are the
from
same.
here.
Yeah. Nowhere.
This is
but up.
content.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
It will be. That'd be dope.
Okay.
Let's go.
A vlog, a marriage altar vlog.
On the road to Golden Corral.
On the road to Golden.
Golden Sea.
Right.
Anyway,
So
but
thank you guys for that. For the cookies.
The food was
and-
really good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank y'all for
And y'all are
this.
welcome. We love y'all. I enjoy it. So here's the funny part. The funny part is I have a bad habit of like anticipating someone else's feelings and how they are and their thoughts.
Yeah.
So you know how like you're having a conversation with someone and you feel that awkwardness coming. And so in your mind, and I'm saying awkwardness as in like you think the conversation's coming to an end because you feel like maybe there's nothing else to talk about. So you take it upon yourself to say, all right, man, well, hey, I'm going to catch you later.
Yeah.
Because you think that's where it's going. And then like right as you're saying that other person's like starts to say something
Yep.
else. And so now they feel like you're rushing them.
Yeah. Did you feel that way?
No.
Oh,
Well, no. Not exactly that. I thought that after we ate, y'all were ready for us to go because I thought it was like y'all's bedtime. So I literally was about to be like, all right, y'all. Well, and when I said that, like Hope said, she didn't hear me, but Hope said, oh, y'all ready to watch this movie? I thought, oh, we can stay. I thought it was time to go.
It was her bedtime, not
Her
us.
bedtime. Baby girl bedtime.
Yeah.
This one stay up late, y'all.
And I pay for it every morning.
Every morning.
I
every
pay for it every
afternoon.
morning.
Every morning. And it's like, just shift. Just shift.
What's late?
Like 11:30.
12 a.m.
But we're in the bed by like 11:30.
and I'm gone. I'm going when we put the
This
baby
is
to
the
bed.
thing. Okay, because I know this is not our podcast topic at all.
This is okay. The people want to know.
But this is the thing. I told Kadero, like, I feel like I'm with our daughter all day long. Like, all day long.
I get you.
This makes
I get
sense.
you.
I know.
All day
Yeah.
long. And then the evenings and dinners and all that stuff. So I feel like by the time she goes to bed, like, I'm up and now I want some time to myself. So even when he goes to bed, like, I may still be up because I feel like, oh, I can catch up on this or I can do that or do that. So I don't know where this boost of energy comes from, but it comes. But then I feel like I pay for it the next day. But
Yeah.
And I'm just saying,
Is it a
shift
worthy
and-
sacrifice?
it low-key is, though.
I'm saying just shift it and wake up in the morning and do it before she wakes up.
Ew.
She's like, how dare you?
He said, no, be better than that, though. I don't want to do
know,
that.
but I'm saying you can get your workout in, you can do all that stuff.
She said, I want fun recreational time.
It's a workout.
Workout, that's not fun. But okay, I hear you.
You can do everything in the morning and then have the energy for the rest of the day. It gets you boosted for
Yeah.
the rest of the day.
No,
But okay.
I'm kind of like that too. The problem is I used to get up. I say used to. I really don't want to say used to, but it's true. I used to get up at like 5.
He did.
The latest 6, and I'll go outside and pray every morning. It was a route every day, and I did it for months. Something happened, and I got off, and I think I went to bed like at 2 or 3. And that was the thing that says, all right, well, guess we ain't doing that no more.
Here's our new routine.
So, it's just in me. I go
Yeah.
to bed late. Now, that's not because I'm not tired. Because
Yeah.
I can, as y'all know, I can go to sleep anywhere, anytime, any place.
Right.
Saw
He could
that.
go to sleep right now.
I
Yeah,
could. I could
yeah.
start dozing right now.
Couches.
Which is probably low key a medical problem. But but yeah, no, like all in all, like last night, even though I fell asleep, like I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I like that. That could be a routine. Like I'm not suggesting this.
Low key. You are.
This could, I could do this. Like
Yeah.
because I love sitting down. I love watching movies.
Christmas
I love
time.
I love it. I love the vibes, the feels. I
Yeah.
love the community. I
Talk
love
slow.
all of that.
Yeah.
And our house is Christmas.
And yeah. And so
Yeah.
just sitting down chilling and just laughing. I love that we was watching. What's the little balloon pop show?
Pop the balloon or find
Is it
love.
Father whatever?
That's literally
I know y'all
fine.
seen it. The little pop the balloon.
Oh, my
now
goodness.
let me put the disclaimer out. I don't subscribe to ridiculing people, making them feel insecure, all of those things. However, I do get a great laugh. And man, all
gotta
my
finish.
material just started coming out last night.
It
I was
did.
seeing these guys.
It was so good.
It was really funny. But
I
gotta
would never
finish
go
that
on that
episode.
show. Oh yeah, we do.
we need a Christian pop the balloon.
They have one.
They have them, but they so
They're so churchy.
Really?
Are they?
So churchy. Yeah.
What's
Like
your
the host.
favorite worship song?
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
Still try a date. Like,
Right. I feel
Just
like
stop.
hopefully they're making like that can't be real questions they're asking.
I don't know.
Like maybe they're really just trying to make it.
Here's what it is. There's probably a Christian. It's probably a Christian influenced show, and the producers are probably not Christians. They probably just. It's like when a non-Christian try to make a Christian movie. It'd be like
Google
all
the
of
right
the
question.
like stereotypical Christian stuff. It's like, oh, whose idea was this?
Yeah. Oh gosh. That's
So
Oh, my
anyway,
goodness.
The
how do we get back?
13:30 mark.
yeah, yeah.
How do we get back on track?
I think
Well-
you asked how we were doing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Didn't you ask how we were doing?
Yeah, I was
So
just
we-
asking how everybody was doing.
So yeah, so pop the balloon. That's hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I
then-
was gonna go into the top because he said.
Well, we
not
didn't
make
even
people
answer how we were doing.
That's right. Sorry, baby. How are you, baby?
Thank you. I am good. My heart is full. Like we said, we had you guys over. Christmas vibes were displayed. They're live and in action now.
Are indeed.
You know, I did go to bed late, but I'm here. I'm good for now.
She
Feel like I'm gonna want a
you
nap
thriving.
later. Yeah, but I'm good.
I love it.
Yeah. Ernestine.
I'm good too. I feel better today. I've had a crook in my neck for I want to say a week now,
Oh.
and I thought I should lay a certain way to help the crook
Hold
go
on.
away. What? Why do
Is
I have
this-
a crook in my neck? It was because of my hair. I was trying to sleep a certain
Yep.
way.
Yep, that's
And
Ernestine.
everything went downhill.
Gone.
One night. It was
Was
just one night.
sacrificed
One night.
for the
I'm like,
hairstyle.
dang. But yeah, I thought I should just lay a certain way, but then that caused my the lower back to hurt. And I'm just, it's just been a mess. But today I woke up like, okay, it still hurts when I do this. But like overall, I don't feel like I'm about to pass out.
Oh, well, thank God
That's
for that.
good.
Yeah.
And I got some rest last night.
Good.
So we weren't up super late
Yeah.
like we have been the last few days before podcast recordings. So
Yeah.
I feel alive.
Okay.
Alive.
Feeling good.
I feel good. Are you done?
Yes.
I feel good. I have a few reasons why I feel good. Some I can't disclose because it's a little R-rated. But sometimes I take a lunch break, and there are times where I take a lunch break,
Hey.
and I just go home, maybe make my food at home or something like that. And eat.
Well, you making your food at home.
Yeah.
huh?
Were you served?
I was served.
No, you're
All I
not.
saw was Gabrielle Union and who's the other girl? Kirsten Dunst.
What are you talking about?
Didn't they do? No, that's Bring It On.
Let's bring it on. That's what
I was thinking about the wrong movie. You Got Served is with Amari on them. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All of that.
Oh,
that water.
So no, but like I love the like little surprises. So I'm at work, and lunch break time is coming. I say lunch break. We don't have like an official lunch break, but we have time where we can go
Eat lunch.
eat
Have a
lunch.
bite.
Yeah, there you go. So I decided to go home. Well, actually, my wife was texting me, and I made a comment, and she sent me an emoji. And emoji was
Oh, Lord.
the emoji was of this girl riding one of those little horsies, the little play horsies that be outside the stores.
But that's not a little girl.
She's definitely not a little girl.
Yeah.
And so she said, she says, come get this. She said, come get this gallop. So guess what I did?
You galloped your way on.
High on silver, away!
which is why I'm well rested because we weren't up late last night because it was shifted to the afternoon. Amen.
And y'all,
Oh gosh.
there was not a one child in the house.
Oh, no, that's a game changer.
That's a game
That's a
changer.
game
She said my
changer.
daughter was at home. Said she leaves in 15 minutes. I said, text me when she leaves.
She's gonna watch it to be like,
The princess of my absence.
That's all right.
And
Bree.
so the boys were at school, and then my daughter left to go to work.
Nice.
And we put the dog in the office.
because the dog don't know how to
Kane
stay
even
put.
got it.
Y'all, this dog, we be having our moments at night, and the dog feels like it's a community like thing. So like he always gets up and comes over where we are,
Putting his
and-
paw on somebody's leg.
or like he'll hop up on the bed, like his front two paws on the bed, and his tail just be wagging. I was like, bro,
Oh, that's so awkward.
like go sit down somewhere.
That's so
There's times I had to
awkward.
shove him, just face palm him.
face palm.
Oh, Kane.
So yeah, Kane was in the cage.
Kane was
Anyway,
That's beautiful.
that
is
was
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
that was a great encounter.
not encounter.
This would not be part of your how you doing.
This is a part. I'm married.
He said he doing.
I
that's
was
what
about
it
to
was.
say, literally, I'm thinking to myself, lessons can be learned in
That
this
part.
moment right here.
Yeah.
They can be learned.
Because
true.
Take notes.
Take note.
Spontaneous
when people
still
are
is a
asking,
thing.
how do I keep my marriage fresh? How do I get a spark?
Tied together, my brother.
Look,
You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
maybe it's the Holy Spirit changing the episode right now. Huh?
Listen,
Hey, we just going with the flow.
go with the flow.
Because we had a little spontaneous moment this morning.
This-
huh?
Oh.
Well, look. Okay. Well, let me just explain what
Okay.
happened. Do you want me to explain or
You
not?
explain it.
I guess we're here now,
Yeah,
huh?
we here now.
We here.
So I woke up angry, right?
A little angry. Yeah.
Well, not angry, but I was just like pissed. Okay, I can't say. I was ticked.
Say,
I was ticked off.
Ticked off. Peeved.
And you peeved, right? Because you ever had a dream that was like getting so good and you was like, oh, okay. And then it gets interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah. About
Okay.
stuff like life and waking up.
Yep. So I was actually upset with Kidero because Kidero had his workout this morning and he came in. And so we have a barn door that goes to our bathroom. So then I hear the barn door open up and that wakes me up out of my dream. The dream was about me and him, right? And we were just about to end the dream.
Okay.
But I didn't get to experience it in the dream because the barn door started opening and it woke me up. So I was just a little ticked.
little tick.
But then before we
Hold on, but the thing is, the tick went into like reality because now I'm getting ready to get in the shower. I say good morning,
I haven't been able to process.
and I was
This
like,
is a real thing for her.
there was no good morning back, no kiss. It was like,
Because I'm still waking up.
that's a two right now.
I'm still waking up. I haven't processed it. Like, this is real life versus, like, I was still cloudy in the mind. It's great. I was still cloudy in the mind. But then, so we getting dressed. That brother said, you about to, he said, you getting dressed? I said, yeah, we got a podcast to do, you know? Of
course.
He said, yeah, I know. What else are we doing? He said, let me make that dream a reality.
Come on in the room.
I said, oh, and that pout went to a smile so quick. I said, okay. I said, you know how to still do it for me. Huh? Still make me smile. You still make me smile.
Hey, so let me ask you this. You just said something that I want to
Harp on.
just a little bit. You said that you had a little pout. So is there ever a moment where in your heart, like you really want some, and maybe you overthink it, so you don't exactly ask, you just kind of give these little hints, and then when they don't pick up on the hints,
You mad?
You kind of like low-key feel some
Like,
kind of
you
way?
don't see me throwing this at you, all of this at you? You not picking up what I'm putting down?
I just be wanting to know if I'm the only one sometimes.
No,
That's
absolutely.
real.
There'll be times where I'll be going to bed ready. I know I'm grown, but this stuff still happens. Where you like, all right, I literally have zero clothes on.
Is that unnatural for you? Like, would
Yes.
she have?
I
Okay,
cannot- I
so she
don't-
should have known that was like a.
One
I didn't even notice.
one thing
Whoa.
about me is I can't, not sleeping with anything on is weird to me.
Gotcha.
It's weird.
Really?
That's weird to me.
Cut it out.
I will
That's not
do
my
it.
story.
I will do it if it's like a thing we're doing together. But just naturally, I'm just gonna go
Just
sleep
because?
naked. I
So, are you like fully clothed, or
no,
you just?
so
Because some people sleep like fully clothed.
no.
Right. I
Like
can't do that.
I like wear boxers
Gotcha.
and socks. Now here's the thing about me.
Socks, Don.
I cannot. I've been this way my whole life. I cannot not have socks on.
What is it? Is it like your feet get cold, or is it? Like,
It's weird to me. I don't know. Like if we get it
feel
in,
vulnerable?
I will have zero clothes on, but I will have some socks on.
Do you feel vulnerable without them?
I do. I don't know why.
Wow.
And people say, well, is it because you got ugly feet? I don't. I've always been this way. I cannot sleep I don't like the way my feet feel rubbing on sheets. It's just weird.
oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
Maybe
I
we gotta
can't.
get y'all
Just
some-
thinking about it, I can't.
Really?
I gotta have some socks on.
That's
Oh, I love the sheets.
yeah.
The way it feels,
I gotta have socks
especially
on.
when they're cold.
And it's not an insecurity. I just don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like the way it feels. I don't like my feet rubbing on stuff. I don't like wearing thong sandals. That's weird to me.
I was about to say. Wait a minute.
what?
He would have ended it at.
I don't like wearing thongs.
Well, yeah, I don't think
Well,
that's
No,
okay.
like sandals. I can't do it.
Stuff going in between.
Really?
Like the little thongs, what they call them, the
really?
thong sandals.
So
where-
you're more of a slides type of person.
Yeah.
yeah, give me slides, bro.
Okay. Okay.
That's funny.
But anyway, coming back. But yeah, so there's been times where like there'd be times like I'll be rubbing on her and she'll fall asleep.
Because it's
It
soothing.
feels good.
And I'm like, say bro.
Hey, bro.
He said, I ain't do all that for that.
But anyway, coming back full circle, yes, her coming home or me coming home, because I can, because a lot of times we be getting it in and our kids be in like the living room or my son's bedroom is like right above our room.
So you can
So-
hear him playing this video game. You hear?
Oh, that's a.
So a lot of times, it's either me hushing her up or her hushing me up. But most of the time it's her. I'm like, babe, you gotta chill. Like the kids are up and about.
Oh, so you just don't be caring. Huh? She said it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And so yesterday, ain't nobody in the house.
Make all the noise you want.
I mean, brother.
Ah!
Say the neighbors know my name.
Oh,
My
he's
name.
Ah,
He's
my
straight.
name, my
You
name.
think about this morning, huh? You having a flashback?
All right, so that was one of the things.
Not just number one.
That was number
That
one.
was just one. He said he had a few things he was feeling good about.
Okay.
The other thing was just kind of like piggybacking off of what y'all said. Like, I was sitting I think it was at the house, or maybe I was at work still, and I had hit Ernestine up and was just like, man, let's find out what Novi likes.
Yeah.
And just take her. And that's when we asked, and I was like,
Yeah.
she like chocolate chip cookies. I was
That
like,
girl.
that's easy.
I mean, that gave me
some
the
ki-
opportunity to get me some cookies.
Some kids be like, spaceship. I'm like,
Where do we get that
can't
from?
bring you that. But so yeah, it was unexpected to stay and eat. Like the plan was to
Yeah.
just show up, give her cookies, say hi, and then maybe shoot the
Dip
breeze
out.
for a little bit and then leave. But it turned into like a whole meal, sit down and eat.
I mean, y'all should have just spent the night since we here this morning.
True statement.
Right.
True statement. Because that drive,
We appreciate that, guys.
yeah, that drive. But so yeah, that was great. I love the fellowship. I love that. And I love just sitting down watching movies. So I just it was a great start to the weekend because technically it's not the weekend yet.
Yeah.
So
But it did feel like real community because I feel like people say they're in community, but they're actually really not. Or they say they do life together,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're not. Or if you change churches, all of a sudden you're not really doing life together because you never hear from the person again,
People,
or you know.
yeah.
So it
The whole
just
situation.
felt like actual community. So
yeah.
that was
It's something
enjoyable.
that I feel worthy of me investing in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can have people that you connect with and you're like, oh, I'm open to investing in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like there are some relationships where you're like, I'm willing to invest in that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is one of those ones.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah.
That makes me.
All right.
I'm trying to think if we go to what we initially have scheduled or like take
Are we
this,
staying in this-
stay in
Yeah.
this vein because
It feels like we should stay in the van.
because I wanted to ask that question. Why do you think for people to even hear like why is it important for couples to be in community with other couples? Because
Yeah.
we find ourselves. I know for us, just even thinking about it, our life was hope and Cadero against the world feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were young, getting married. We immediately moved to a new place. We don't know anybody, so it's gonna be our bubble.
Yeah.
And because of that, friendships became very transactional.
Yep.
We moved a lot, so it was hard to even start it because then it could be torn. So for us
That's when
being
I
here,
didn't feel like I should invest. 'Cause I
yeah,
was like, oh, we're
you
gonna
don't
move
feel
in about
like
a
you
year.
want to invest because I ain't gonna be here that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but trying to really understand, no matter what, no matter a time frame, because God could put you somewhere else. But if you are invested with people deeper than just the proximity of each other, where you
Right.
could, even if you were away,
Yeah.
you could still do that life together.
Yeah.
Why is it important for
Yeah.
couples? Because I think people, there's a lot of people, marriages and a lot of relationships, they like, oh, I got my friends, he may have his, but as a couple, we may not have friends together. And I think
Yeah.
it's important. Why do y'all think that it is important to have couples and probably couples same minded?
Right.
That part.
That's the
Probably
key.
couples same minded.
Yeah.
I feel like number one, it's a foundational piece of our whole existence. Right? I always say this, like our very existence is rooted in collaboration. God doesn't say, I will go down and create man in my image and likeness. He says, let us go down and create man in our image and our likeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the foundation of our very presence on the earth is rooted in collaboration. It's rooted in, quote unquote, a group effort, if so to speak.
Yeah.
And in the family dynamic, we are, if you look at the original family dynamic, children are born into a house where there's community. Our initiation to a family is community. That's all a family is. It's community. It's not until we become, of an age where we can make decisions, usually based on an insecurity or some kind of traumatic experience, usually, not all the time, where we can choose to say, I don't like being around people. And then what happens is we get married and it's like, well, we're homebodies. We don't really like being around, cool. If that's your thing, that's fine. But sometimes, I would even venture to say most times, there's something that happened that made you feel that way, to make you that way. Because I believe, truly, wholeheartedly, that God, who is a God that created us in a community like effort or in collaboration, who all of like his direction to us in scripture is about people. It's about loving people. It's about being there for people. Literally in Matthew, when in the book of Matthew, God is talking about, Jesus is telling the parable of the sheep and the goats, the separation of the sheep and the goats. And basically what he says is, if you did anything for any of my children on earth, you've done it for me.
Right.
That's the value he places on, which I feel like is community.
Yeah.
And then he tells the goats, if you didn't do anything, then you didn't do it for me. So basically in my mind, and then even look at Luke. Like Luke 16, he says, take your earthly wealth and make friends for yourself. So that when it is done or when it is over, the people that you help, will welcome you into eternal dwellings.
Right.
So I feel like everything that we, like Acts is another, I mean, like it goes on and on about just community and the importance and the value of it and how it makes life easier. I think that it's super important because our very faith is rooted in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially like y'all said, people who are like mine, right, has the same type of beliefs and core beliefs and values. And I think it brings a level of, maybe this ain't the word, but I just feel like it brings a level of happiness. Like, just being with other people and communing and just fellowshipping and like, it just brings a lot of peace and value and just happiness. That's just my thing.
Now let me ask you this question. Do you feel like at this stage in y'all's life, like that is easy to do? Because for me personally, like I don't, and it's probably because like it's been Kadero and I against the world. Like it feels somewhat foreign to me because it's only been us. We've traveled, we've, just bounced off of each other. So now it's like, now that we're in a place where the opportunity for community has presented itself, it's like, oh, how do we handle this? Or, now it's like, now I have to trust, which is something I haven't had to exercise with people outside of Kadero in a long time. Right. So it's like, okay, this feels foreign to me. Like I even told y'all when y'all, when we were out of town one time and y'all were like, oh, if Novi just wants us to hang out, like we'll come over. And I was like, that's just weird. And I was like,
people just gonna go for a 2-year-old.
Right. And I was like,
all I want to see is Mr. Donnie Don. Okay, well I'm gonna come over.
And I was like, I feel like that, like my old way of thinking 2 weeks ago was like, it's like that just feels a little like bit much, like to ask adults to come over for our daughter. But it's like you said, like, well, if we're free and we have the time, like we wouldn't mind. And so it's like me now trying to adjust to people being willing to do that because we haven't had it in so long. So it just feels weird. So I guess my question to you guys, like now, do y'all feel like it's challenging or easy to do that? Or how do y'all?
Well, I feel like it's not challenging. I feel like it's easy for us now. I don't know that it was ever challenging, but it was something we always desired. So it's kind of, you could tell me if you don't agree, but I feel like it's kind of foreign for us too because it's something we haven't really had. For years we were always like, dang, we wish we had other couples. We wish we had people we felt like we were actually doing life together where you knew where we were. Yeah. Emotionally, mentally, like where people actually know what's going on, I mean, we didn't have that. So, yeah. But I don't feel like it's challenging.
I wouldn't say that it's challenging to initiate. I think it's challenging to find the right people. Because you don't always know right out the gate if they're the right ones.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And I'm saying the right ones, not saying that. Like I just feel like sometimes for example, there's been plenty of times in the past where, because I'm the type of person that will meet somebody and we'll hit it off, have a great conversation. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, man, like we ought to go do the little double dinner, a little double date situation. Man, you, your wife, my wife, let's just go hang out, bro. And in my mind, I'm thinking like this could be a potential building opportunity moment. Yeah. I mean, building like community moment. But just because I hit it off with the dude don't mean that she hits it off with the wife.
True. Very true.
And I be trying to like, well, not now, but I used to try to force it, be like, babe, like, come on, like you gotta like. She'd be like, I don't really care to like.
I hear you saying this, by the way.
I was like, I have my people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, you gotta get out of that. Like,
Well, I mean, I'm always down to go to dinner, but you kind of feel it in that moment, like,
yeah. And
this
that's
is
why
cool
I
to
say
go out to dinner,
it's-
but I'm not sure if I would do one-on-one with her.
Yeah.
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 And that's the thing. Like, in my mind, in my heart, community is not simply just, oh, as a couple, we can go and spend time together.
I
Like,
I agree.
y'all need a relationship too. Otherwise, it's really not. It's just,
Yeah.
you're really just kind of hanging off of the hinges of my relationship with him. Don't like, well, we're friends by default because our husbands are friends. I don't want that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
So to answer your question, I think it's easy to initiate, but to truly establish true community, it does take a little bit of work and time because you don't know if a person's your community when you meet them the first time. Sometimes,
Right.
I mean, think about it. This is the first time we've ever done this for y'all. And we've known each other well over a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the first time we've had this conversation. Like, man, it was cool. We came
Yeah.
up to the house. We watched movies. We've been
Because we normally do it in a bigger setting.
group
With,
setting.
Yeah.
Several couples.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it can take time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's both.
Yeah.
So
I hear that.
But I do think it's important to do.
Yeah.
Accountability, you know.
now,
Yeah.
my idea or one idea of community is, for me, is I feel like I need someone, people in my life, and now this is gonna sound super cliche, and I'll explain, that accepts me for me. Let me explain. I am not saying like, oh, Don, he crazy. You know, you just gotta, you know. Like, no, I'm not saying you accept me and you allow me to do stupid stuff and you never, like,
Right.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is, maybe there's times where I'm having a rough day, or maybe I made a bad decision.
Yeah.
Now my relationship with you is in jeopardy because of said decision. Now
Right.
I know, of course, that can depend on what it is, right? If we
Yeah.
want to go super extreme, that could be crazy. But
Yeah.
I ain't even talking that. I'm just saying, like, you know, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. You know what I mean? And it's not foreign to anyone who's listening on the podcast. You know, I spent a good part of my marriage cheating on my wife. And there were some people who, there was a couple of people who, like, even though I did those things, didn't treat me different.
Yeah.
And probably knew I was actively doing it, but they weren't condoning it. They weren't like, hey, man, that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. It wasn't that. It was like, bro, you need to stop.
Yeah.
It was like, dog, like holding me accountable, but not loving me less.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like, still wanted to go hang out.
Yeah.
So like, bro, like, you need, man, like, bro, you really, bro, you got, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
true accountability.
Yeah.
don't, like, it's like some people, like, they don't want that part. They just want to have the good times. I'm like, man, if we're a community,
Yeah.
you need to be able to, like, respectfully, you need to be able to check me.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not something as deep as that. Maybe it could be just like, hey, bro, like, where you at spiritually? Just checking in.
Yeah.
Or even something with the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something that they notice happening between us. Like I want someone to be able to come and say, hey, I noticed you know.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how you need support. Like
Yeah.
That's
I
community.
think that's community.
Yeah.
Instead of it always just happening to be us.
Yeah.
Which for the longest
For the
it has
longest
been.
time, it's always been us
Yeah.
being the ones that was pouring or
Yeah.
investing or checking in or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And over time, it just becomes when any relationship, even in a marriage, when it's not reciprocal,
Yeah.
right?
part.
Now, do we do those things with the intent to get it back? To a degree, no, we don't. Right?
Right.
We give because we love that person.
Yeah.
Right.
However, at some point, when it's not reciprocated, you
Yeah.
feel now you're just exerting a lot of energy
Yep.
and you're not gaining any energy back.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's where we've fallen off with the being intentional with other people. Because I feel like same situation, like we kept pouring, we kept opening our home, we kept inviting, we kept texting, we kept calling. And it's like, you know, you go through those little moments. I'm not saying these moments are right, but you go through the moments of like, let me just stop real quick and see.
Just see.
To see.
Like,
Yeah.
will they text back?
Will they
Will they
text
check
back?
on me? Will they do this? Will they do that? And it's like the phone ain't ringing or doing nothing. And it's like, well, dang, well, what am I doing all this for? And it just gets to the point that it's like, this is why I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
sad to say, but we're trying to get better in being more intentional. Because I mean, truth be told, and I've told you this, Ernestine, like I literally could be good with just staying at home and minding my business.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Love being at the house.
But then I also told you I could stand to have a few friends, like,
Yeah.
like on a deep level, because like I feel like a lot of things are surface. Like you see people and it's like, oh, you know, how was your week? And I feel like that's
I'm like, oh, it's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
one
what I
thing,
don't want.
that's what I
Yeah.
don't want. And one thing that we met this couple not too long ago, and we just did a check-in to see how they were doing. And when I tell you it blessed us that they gave us a real life answer.
Real life answer.
Like, and this is like our first time like texting them, but they were just like, you know, yeah, I need to check in with myself, see how I am, all this other stuff. And they start going down a list of like how they're doing. And I was expecting from previous experience, just like, oh, we're good. You know,
Good.
week's going great. But I was like, when I read the text, I was like, dang, that was a good answer.
One that we read, he was like, I'm going to just send you an audio
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
memo because this is how I'm doing. Like, we gotten back to our regular routine, but then, you know, we had the election thing going on, and then it's like this and then that. I really probably need to do a little self-reflection because
Yeah.
I don't think I've had the time to really think
Sit and
about
see
it,
how I'm
sit
truly
and see how I
doing.
truly feel.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like,
And that's community.
Yeah.
I was
And
like-
I was like, whoa.
Here's the flip to that. It's sometimes when people ask that question, but they really don't want the real answer.
They don't have the capacity for the real
Because I've
answer.
experienced that too, where
Yeah.
someone has asked me a question. I'm like, honestly, bro, I don't know how I'm doing. I ain't
Yeah.
doing too well. And
And
you
the
can tell
other
that they
person
weren't
just
really
freeze.
prepared.
Right. They don't know how to respond to that.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, you know, shoot. Okay, bro.
No.
That's true.
Because sometimes you ask
That's
that
true.
question without really anticipating a real
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, because you're not used to getting the real
It's like
answer.
saying it's like the other version of like when a person say, "Hey, bro, I'm praying for you." That was the prayer. They
Yeah.
have no intentions of going to pray.
Exactly.
At all.
Well, I'm praying for you, dog. No,
Or
you're
they
not.
just leave it on a comment, praying for you guys. But they did not say, "Dear Heavenly Father," or anything like that afterwards.
In the name of Jesus,
Right.
amen.
Now,
Never
listen,
happened.
I'm sure we all are guilty,
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
but
Amen.
like, you know, not to try to go down like a dark path or nothing like that, but I just remember I remember when my dad died. There was a lot of before that, there were a lot of people that I called brother for years, called me brother, right? Hung out, was a community.
Yeah.
Like we considered ourselves a brotherhood. And out of that particular circle, when my dad died, to this date, my dad died it's coming up on 2 years.
Wow.
To this date, only one of them actually reached out.
And how many was it?
You're talking about, this consisted of probably, five
Five.
or more. You know what I mean? And some of them I've talked to since then, and never once we talked about that subject. And it can sound like, oh, your Don's just offended or he's bitter, but it's not. I'm realizing more and more that I can recall something and remember a point in my life where something pivotal happened for me. And just because I remember doesn't mean I'm offended by it still.
Right.
So if I say, yeah, man, I remember this point in my life, this and this. Oh, because you're still talking about it, you must still be offended.
Right.
No, God,
I
dog.
just have a memory.
I just, you know what I'm saying?
The Lord created me to have memories,
not
right?
one time did I say I'm mad at them, and that's not. But I'm saying, what I'm really saying is, it made me realize, okay, maybe I thought I had something, and it just wasn't it. Sometimes we can think we have something,
Yeah.
and we really don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I'm like, man, if we're family, and maybe we haven't talked in a while, whatever, but like we're still connected. The moment you found out that happened, like, bro,
Yeah.
but nothing. And so, again, I bring that up just simply because in the topic of talking about community is bigger than just, oh, we go out to eat sometimes and
That's just hanging out.
I shoot you a
Right.
text. Like, that doesn't make you my community.
Right.
I could go eat with
Right.
a random stranger.
Right.
That
And
doesn't
have
make them
conversation.
and have conversation and have a good laugh.
Right.
But walk away and you could possibly be broken and that person doesn't even know
Right.
because all you did was eat.
Right.
Yes, but
Right.
if I'm but the person that says, "Hey man, I don't know. I just feel like something's going on. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm just not doing well. Hey, bro, well, listen, man, what you doing today?
Yeah.
Man, nothing. I'm just sitting here on this couch, bro. I mean, bro, if you, I'm gonna come just watch some TV with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a freaking agenda all the time.
Right.
Right, where now you feel like you have to counsel this person and help pull them out of the dark. And
See, but that's where
take
I
on the
struggle
weight of that
because I feel like that's been my experience.
that
Yeah.
you've had to be
That
the one
I've
pulling
had
them
to,
out.
yes, I've
Yeah.
had to, and I've been like dumped on so much that it's like I feel like now I don't want to establish. Well, not that I don't want to, but it's
Yeah.
been challenging because I'm like, okay, well, what does this person have to bring? Am I ready to? Do I have the capacity for it in my life at
Right.
this moment? Or
Right.
because like certain people have just dumped, and you end up realizing that they're doing all the dumping and now you're feeling the effects and they don't have anything. Not that I'm looking for them to give me something, but it's like this is feeling like a one-sided relationship where
Right. And it's not just that one incident. It's just like that's
and it
how
seems like
is.
every time we talk is that.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is a draining relationship.
Yeah.
And
Draining.
Like,
yeah.
like that. I'm really convicted by that. I don't want forced friendships.
Right.
I don't want default friendships.
Yeah.
Meaning like, oh, we're friends because we all go to church together
Right.
or we work together
Yeah.
or whatever, XYZ. Oh, all of our kids are the same age.
Right.
So we hang out together because that's cool. Those can be introductory points, but
Yeah.
that's not what makes us a community.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What
Yeah.
makes us, I would venture to say, what makes us as a community is how we are refined in the fiery times. Like if all we have is good time, like for example, if one of y'all came to me and said, "Hey man, what do you think marriage is?" And I say, "Oh, marriage is just it's fun, it's love, it's just all the good stuff. Like I'm just so happy all the time, and it's just the best feeling I've ever had." At some point, you're gonna be like, "How long you been married?" Not because you're trying to be negative,
Right.
Right.
but you know
That's
that's
your
not
only
what
experience.
really makes the marriage. What makes the
Right.
marriage is the forgery that happens out of those tough times. The best experiences that we've had, now this is our story. The best marriage that we have ever had is now. Post the cheating, I'm saying post cheating, like that stuff had subsided, like all the sleeping around, doing all that stuff had subsided years ago. But it wasn't until I came to her and said, "Hey, here's the things that have happened in the past that I could have took to my grave and never mentioned, and you would never know."
Right.
But for some reason, her knowing sent us through a year of like recovery, but in the best place now than we've ever been in 17 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? She didn't know. So what's the difference?
Right.
Why wouldn't we live in our best marriage then? We was okay, but why? But there's something about being able to go into the fire, and when you make it through and come out, there's a new level of respect. There's
Yep.
a new level of love. There's a new level of investment.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been through the fire with this person. They stand 10 toes down.
Yeah.
Like, I need, and I'm just saying Don Hopkins, I'm not saying this is how it all should be, but me, I need to know, not can we go eat together and have fun? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know that I can call you at 3 a.m. and
You see
you're
my
not
eyes?
thinking like, oh my God, like for real,
Right.
like, and you're not like, oh my God, why?
Right.
Like, but it's like, dog, you good? What's up?
Yeah.
Hey man, I just need. I'm not feeling myself right now, man. Hey man, I'm gonna be over there. Like, give me a second.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that happens every day because at some point, like, okay, man, maybe you need to talk about
You need to
this.
sit on somebody's couch.
Like if you can call me at 7, right?
But what I am saying is, I love you that much.
Yeah.
that if you needed me,
You don't have
Yeah.
that when you just eat with people and laugh.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you feel like that is foreign, like to us as
The human
the
race.
human race? Yeah. Because I feel like this sounds amazing, and like
Right.
I know that we desire the same thing, but I feel like there's relationships out here that are surface, and it's like, am I living in a bubble where people are having these
I'm
deep,
sitting here- I'm sitting
or
here-
is it like,
well, it's a surface. That's the culture.
Yeah.
We live in a surface culture.
yeah,
We live in a place where we can say "love you, dog," and it don't really mean I love you.
Right,
It's just
right.
that's what we
That
say.
friend.
I'm almost thinking it like this. Like we talk about, and the Bible talks about love your neighbor as you love yourself. but we only take it, we split it, because when you think about it, we are innately selfish.
True.
Right.
So
Yeah.
loving ourselves, the selfish us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you take it what the word says, love your neighbor as you love yourself, you are being that selfish about the other person
Right.
as you are yourself.
Yeah.
Preach, kiddo.
However, we just divide it up and we hear love yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
going to stay selfish about myself. I don't love my neighbor as I love myself truly.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I was, I will be as selfish
Right.
towards them.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
in this case, selflessness, not thinking it and thinking totally of that person.
Yeah.
But we just we take that and just be like, okay, love the neighbor. Like, I love me.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you
Yeah.
too.
Right.
But
Yeah.
not to the point of selfishness. I love myself that I'm so selfish about myself. I'm going to be selfishly loving on you.
Yeah.
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 And I think that's where we kind of lose it.
And we prideful.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. And then some people don't love themselves.
And then some
That's-
people
So
love
how can you
themselves.
love someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even love yourself.
Yeah. And they're prideful.
Yeah.
That part.
Like, you better not ever come tell me what I'm a grown person. I'm a grown
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm a grown man. I'm a grown
Yeah.
woman. Like, you don't tell me, like, you don't come check me like I'm grown.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like there's an issue, pray for me.
Right.
That's not relationship.
No, I don't
Not
want
truly.
that.
Right.
me.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but we call those boundaries.
Right.
And I think you should have boundaries.
Yeah.
But I think our boundaries and everything has been rooted in what culture has established. Like I said a minute ago, like we say things so praying for you, dog. No, you're
Yeah.
not. And again, I'm not making an absolute statement saying that, but I'm saying, how many times have you told someone, I'm praying for you, and you
Yeah.
did not pray?
Right.
That was the prayer.
Right.
Right.
Or, like I've had people introduce me that I've met that day, introduce me, hey, this is my bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know nothing about me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
everything is
Surface.
we've created
Yeah.
a culture of surfaceness.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like anything remotely deeper than that feels like, oh my God, I think we're
Yeah.
best friends.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just
Yeah.
been to my house once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But where's the investment?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And investments take
Time,
not
effort.
only time, but a sacrifice that you may lose something as well.
That part. And are
Just
we
like when
willing
yeah.
to sacrifice
Are
to
we
invest
willing to
into something
invest?
And
else?
there's a vulnerability.
And
Yeah.
There's a part of me that says that if I'm going to invest in this and this is going to be a real thing, there's parts of me that you're going to see that I might be a little insecure about. When me and my wife get married, I say when we get married, I'm making a point. Like, think about it. There's a vulnerability we both now experience now
Yeah.
that we're in this marriage. I'm about to see her naked.
Right.
She about to see me naked. And if you're insecure, that's going to
Yeah.
be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do things to mask it. Like, let's turn the lights off first.
Right.
Or, you try to pull your shirt down because you don't want to see your belly, or you want to do this because there's a part of me that's insecure. However, I'm willing to let you in, but
Yeah.
these are the things that's what I think relationship is.
Yeah.
Like when we become friends, I feel like, and maybe not off the back, like that's why I say it takes time, you build to these things, but like
Yeah.
I need to be able to have a conversation with you guys and say, hey man, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm thinking, whatever the case is. And I don't have to worry about having to,
Yeah.
because y'all gonna use that against me, or
Right.
you're gonna be like, ooh, did you see that about Don? Like I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like I need to like, all right, y'all,
Yeah.
here I am.
Right.
And
Yeah.
trust that you can handle what you see and be like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we love you, bro.
Yeah.
How would you suggest somebody accept that? Like knowing that, like I'll just speak for myself, like knowing that if you have been hurt in the past, or like if somebody has used something against you in the past, or like you thought that y'all were like this, but then it's like, oh, well, dang, they betrayed me, or like they did this. Like, how would you encourage somebody to give somebody another opportunity? I mean, of course, like I know, like y'all are different, or like new people. Like I can't harbor and hold on to what's happened to me in the past, but like for the people out there that are holding on to the past and like, oh well, I'm not giving friendship another try, or I'm not investing again, like how would you encourage somebody to maneuver to try to get to that point?
Well, I know for me, because I've had quite a few ladies betray me that I called friends, and so for a good minute there I was like, I'm good with who I got. I don't need to let anybody else in. And I feel like, now we always say something sounds cliche and stuff. I feel like this may sound cliche, but as I went on my healing journey and I really like was praying and fasting and spending time with God daily, that fear that I was walking with kind of started to subside a little bit. Like, hey, it's okay to try again. So I was like, you know what? I became determined. Like, I'm not going to let what these women did to me stop me from having beautiful relationships with other people because of what happened in the past. So I just, me personally, I forced myself to like, and then I didn't go all in. Like, okay, just putting it all out on the table for a certain person to know everything. Like, I tested it out a little bit, got to know them, and then paid attention and like, okay, I think I can trust her, but maybe not her because she's still, she's lying, but like just testing it out.
Yeah.
Dipping your toe in the water.
I love what that kind of the mixture of what both of you guys said of testing the waters, the newness of it all, of you seeing me, because I think somebody that has been hurt before, in the beginning, there may need to be a defined line of me being transparent and then me being nude. A friend of ours always said, transparent is you see through me. Nudity and vulnerability is you see me. So you see all of me. So I can be transparent and you kind of just see through me, and I'm providing the general information of this is what I'm going through. The how I got there, in this case, I cheated. What happened when I cheated, that I'm not giving you that information. So I'm being transparent of I cheated.
Right.
What I did in that time of cheating, I'm not giving you. Now, so the person can say, oh, I can handle that. That's cool. Now, if I say I'm nude, I cheated and this is what we did. And these are the number one.
And this is how we got there.
This is how we got there. Now that's nudity. Now you see all of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you handle that?
Yeah.
So the person that's dealt with the trust issue now has to make a decision of, in my investment, and I think of stocks, am I just going to give $1 and try to let it grow? Or I'm going to give 1,000 and try to let it grow?
Yeah.
Maybe at first, because I'm just going to be transparent and I'm going to give this $1 and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then eventually, once I get to know them, once we hang out, once we learn each other, then I can give a little more.
Yeah.
And now I can continue to take clothes off, take layers off, where you can now see the nude of me.
Yeah, you got to build trust, and building trust takes time. Even like with what happened in our relationship, I think about in our situation, one of the things we learned is, and that we teach couples, is that whenever you're rebuilding trust, it's going to take time. So it's the same thing with a relationship and community. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
I think too, another answer to that is forgiveness. Something that I believe. Yeah, something that I believe. This is not probably an uncommon thought, but having forgiveness on reserve.
Ooh.
Meaning, I have forgiveness available before you mess up. That does not mean I'm not affected by it.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I'm not hurt by it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even mean that I'm not offended by it. But I don't let those things dictate how I treat you now.
Yeah.
Right? Situations all of that vary, all that. But at the end of the day, I think about Jesus, who we like to say in the church is our ultimate example.
Right.
Model your life after Jesus. I think that's what we believe.
Does the world really believe that?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Because this same Jesus hung on a cross, dying the most brutal death ever.
Yep.
If you know anything about the Roman Empire, they prided themselves on their torture techniques. They were the masters of it. Matter of fact, some say that word excruciating is a word that's a derivative of the word crucifixion. So we get our word excruciating or excruciating pain from the cross. They said he was so beaten to where you could see some of his insides. Let's talk about this for a second. He's dying the most brutal death ever. And as he's dying, as he's hanging on the cross, they're mocking him, spitting at him, laughing at him. Talking about, you the king of the Jews, huh? Like,
Right.
and in the midst of all of this hatred, in the midst of all of this ridicule, in the midst of being murdered, that's taking hours to do, he says, Father, forgive them.
Right.
For they know not what they do.
My God.
They really think what they're doing is right. Forgive them, Father. You can't, it's hard to pray for someone you're offended with.
Yeah.
Let me say it in reverse. It's hard to be offended with someone you're praying for.
Yeah.
Ooh. He's dying.
Yep.
Not that much time left.
And still has compassion for you.
And he still says,
Yeah.
Father, forgive them.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a second.
Right.
And then but if I say, man, we need to have forgiveness on reserve. No, you crazy. But aren't we supposed to model our lives after the one who set the example?
Right.
Well, that's God. He was God. No. He was fully man.
Yeah.
He felt pain,
Right.
anguish, hurt, emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but we're not ready for that. Because we on milk. We still selfish.
Yep.
Well, I don't care. Like, if you ain't about me, then you ain't for me. I saw somebody put on this whole voting thing. They said, if you didn't vote my way, then you voted against me. If you voted for this person, you voted against me. We can't be friends no more.
Wow.
And these are Christians.
Right. Oy.
You see what I'm saying? So our culture has depicted how we are to live. And we choose and pick what Bible we believe.
Yeah.
What parts of it?
Parts of it.
So I would venture to say, this is just Don Hopkins. And also let me not say, I'm not saying that it's easy either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying, oh yeah, forgiveness in reserve. It don't matter what you do.
Right.
Right? Yeah, there's a
Right.
lot to fight through, right? To do that.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, if someone offends me, like being willing to say, you know what? I'm gonna need some time.
Yeah.
I forgive you, but forgiveness is a process. It's not a, oh, okay, yeah, I forgive you. Like everything's gone now.
Right.
It's not a button. It's like, I feel like, oh God, let me forgive him real quick.
Right.
Yeah, I forgave you.
Right.
No, it's a process. You got to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you have to work it through.
That's so good.
But forgiveness, I think, is a big key. And so,
To being
That's
able
so
to
good.
allow other people in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad we are in community with you two.
Come on, community.
And I am so glad that you guys have chosen to be in community with us. Because remember what? It's not just a podcast.
It's
right?
not just a podcast. It's a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feeling good?
I'm bilingual. Anyway, yeah.
What?
So, thank you again, as Hope
Yeah.
said, for joining us and spending this time with us. We pray and hope that if you're not in our community, that after watching today's episode, that you would consider joining our community, following us, number one, on all social media platforms, at The Marriage Altar. It's spelled Altaer. And then also, if you haven't already, like this video, share it if you feel like it's worth sharing,
Yeah.
and subscribe. But not only subscribe, but we want you to hit that bell notification. Ding. Okay, we struggled a little bit, but it's okay. I forgive y'all.
Quick work.
But like share this video, like it, subscribe, and click the bell notification because we promise you that we will continue to have content coming out that we feel like would not only benefit you, but benefit people maybe that you know are connected to. If you have questions, if you want to share your story, if you just want to share an encouraging word for us, to us, you can email us at info@themarriagealtar.us. So other than that,
Oh, wait, there's one more. If you haven't downloaded our
Oh.
Bible plan.
That's
Version
right.
Bible Lab. Go ahead and run on over there.
Yeah,
Run on over.
if you haven't, let me reiterate because I want to make sure that y'all heard the woman of God.
Yes.
We do have a Bible plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
It
go.
is the By the Marriage Altar podcast, and the title of this Bible plan is the best week of your marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think it's amazing. I think it would help give you the pick you up that you need.
Yeah.
You saw what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
Not just married. If you're single and you want to be married one day,
Yeah.
if you're engaged, or if you just want to learn more about being married God's way, you should check it out.
Yeah.
that.
So again, it's called the best week of your marriage on
YouVersion.
the YouVersion Bible app.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yes.
And we love you.
Yes.
And so we going to see you next time.
Yeah.
Where at?
At the altar.
Cue music.
Turn around.
Meet me at the altar.